नमस्कार. विषयाउपरांत परत एकदा तुमचे स्वागत सर. We were discussing on the institute aptitude test and criteria. What is the core content of the syllabus? What the student learns when he joins your institute or a postgraduate institute?
Yeah, our course, full-time course, consists of 2 years. The first year consists of all compulsory courses that you have to take, irrespective of what field, what discipline you would like to specialize in. The second year consists of elective courses where you can choose whether you want to do finance, marketing, production, operations, management, or systems, or general management. You can choose whatever.
Okay. So, after completion of this 2 years study, what are the options available for a candidate in Goa first and outside Goa?
Yeah.
Or of course, sky is the limit if you talk about outside Goa, but let us focus on Goa.
So, any business activity, whether in Goa, in India, or any part of the world, requires management. When the students pass out from GIM, we throw options open to anyone who wants to pick them up, and they can come for a placement discussion or a placement.
You have particular period for job placement?
Yes, towards the end of the year, the year ends in March, last week of March of that year. From December, we allow companies to come to the campus to do some placement. People like to come first, so they get the best choice, but people can carry on coming till March, we have no problem.
And there is interesting part even of job placement. Normally, we are under impression that company representative will come and they will interview directly, but I think management, they have a separate system. Will you please highlight that system?
The placement in management institutes all over India is a student driven process. It is not driven by the institute or something. The institute help and facilitate and give all assistance, but the students have to decide where they would like to go and how they would like to be placed, whether they would like to give preference to a particular career of their choice, or whether they would like to give preference to a high salary. Some students say that, we had one student at GIM last year who said, I would like an advertising career. I don't mind about the salary, but I would like to go for that career.
So, job satisfaction was his
priority. Job satisfaction is the priority of many management students, and they do not necessarily choose a high salary.
So, that shows the passion overcomes.
That is right, absolutely correct. That is, and these type of people go further in life, who are not focused too much on salary just as they are passing their management school.
Of course, it is very difficult to describe ideal manager because it differs from situation to situation. But normally, what are the qualities expected from a manager?
The qualities expected
because ultimately what is taught is theoretical part, and field work, the experience could be very different.
Yeah, but in the teaching of management, it is not only theory. There are case studies and a lot of experiential learning that takes place. Management learning is different from teaching in school or college. There it is straight, the teacher teaches and the student learns. Here
you are thrown in the water.
You are exposed to a case study, for example, or you are given an experience, and there need not be the same solution for this. You can have more than 2 or 3 solutions, and what is discussed in the class is these 2 or 3 solutions, and which will be best in the best circumstances, in peculiar circumstances. So, any problem can have more than one solution, and this is what management students are supposed to learn. Very many management schools abroad insist on.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. We are expecting on call. Hello, प्रश्न विचारा. प्रश्न विचारा. हां विचारा.
So, I have a question for you that after this I was not able to complete my education through Goa board. So I did my 12th through correspondence.
So what is your question?
I wanted to ask that I should do my graduation to correspondence or college.
Regular college.
Yeah.
No, education in what? Management? No, the topic of discussion is career in management. So what you want to ask?
My question was for Mr. Kelkar sir.
No, we have resource person here, Dilima sir. You should ask question to him. He is expert in this field. Do you have any question related to career in management?
There is scope for management in Goa.
Okay, good question.
There is scope for management in Goa and everywhere else. But if you take up a career in management, you should not confine yourself to Goa. You should be able to go anywhere where the challenge opens up before you. So, if you decide to take up management, then don't constrain yourself by saying that you will work only in Goa. If there is an opportunity elsewhere, by all means move.
Cross the threshold.
Cross the threshold, and if you restrict yourself to a particular location, then as our chairman has written a book, The Case of the Bonsai Manager, you become a bonsai manager.
So you are the loser.
So you are the loser, yes. You cut your roots and therefore the tree will remain very small.
Correct. Hello, there is one more question awaiting. प्रश्न विचारा.
Hello.
प्रश्न विचारा.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm calling from Donapola. I'm currently a mascarinist. I just wanted to know what are the options for management studies after Standard 12?
After Standard 12, if you want to go to a postgraduate management school, you can do any degree of your choice. You can go for engineering, you can go for medicine, you can go for science, arts, whichever your career preference takes you towards. That's the area of specialization, of getting a discipline, profession. Now, in order to become a manager in that profession, you can do a postgraduate course in management. So, it's up to you.
So these are traditional route, but what about BBA and all these courses?
BBA is something that has been introduced
of late,
comparatively recently,
and
you can choose BBA also.
It may have a groundwork for a
there is some groundwork, but I would
specialization will have an upper age.
If you specialization may or may not have an upper age. If you want statistics, say out of the 240 people that we recruit every year, maybe 5 or 6 maybe through the BBA route, or maybe 10 this year. It's high.
What is the approach of Goan student to management through your experience?
In my experience, Goan students have fared very well in the Goa Institute of Management. In the initial stages, they used to, because we give a special marks preference at the entrance exam and they are called for an interview, very often they used to be concentrated in the last 10% that was admitted to GIM. And at that time GIM had a smaller intake. First it was 60, then it was 120, now it's 240. But throughout this evolution of GIM, we have been able to keep between 20 and 25% or higher, last year it was higher, of Goan candidates of Goan origin or domicile. So, the number of Goans has increased, and what we find at Goan Institute of Management, that through the process of the 2 years they are with us, they stand within the top 10% of the students and they fare very well in their management studies. In fact, the last 6 years, the best academic student has been selected as a Goan for 6 years running.
Just like any science teaches you a sort of discipline, similarly I think management studies also teaches you discipline, which you can put in your job wherever you are posted. What are you to say on this?
Yes, of course, there has to be a discipline. The first aspect of the discipline is analytical aspects. Any problem comes to you, whether it's technical or on the human side or on a situation side, you have to analyze the problem, get all the inputs and do an analysis. Management teaches you this analysis. Having done this analysis, you have to use your experience of a past situation like this. What was done either by yourself or by somebody else in a similar situation.
Or peer group.
Peer group, yeah. And then finally, as they say, you have to take a final decision on a gut feel, which is based on analysis, experience, and your gut feel at that time, what is the right decision.
Your inner voice.
Inner voice, call it whatever it is. I call it gut feel. Okay. Maybe inner voice. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you structure of fee. Will you just
the structure of fee at Goa Institute of Management these days is 10.5 lakhs of rupees for 2 years of management studies.
And you can get financial assistance from nationalized banks.
Nationalized banks are very happy to offer you an incentive up to 4 lakhs of rupees. It is without any security or without any guarantees. If it is higher, they offer you the full funding, but you have to give some sort of security.
But certainly you keep aside financial burden, but the satisfaction you will get as a manager, it's a tremendous.
The satisfaction is tremendous, and the type of salaries that are being offered these days, you can pay back that loan very easily within 2 or maximum 3 years.
To wind up, what message you would like to give to aspiring students?
Aspiring students in Goa, I would, or anywhere else in the country, I would suggest that you try to look for a good management school which can give you good training, not only in good analysis, in the ability to analyze a problem very deeply, but in extracurricular rounding up, which they can teach you third language classes like we teach in GIM, musical aspects, aspects of quizzing, aspects of general knowledge build up, so that you can become an all-rounded manager, and also learn the ethics, the etiquette, good dining, all aspects of social graces, shall I say.
Sir, we are very much thankful. आमच्या सरांनी ह्या मॅनेजमेंटच्या विशयाचेर अतिशय व्यवस्थित आणि अगदी कळपा सारक्या भाशेन माहिती दिल्ली आसा आनी म्हाका खात्री आसा तुमी ह्या म्हायतीचो उपयोग घेवन मॅनेजमेंट स्टडीजच्या हातूर लक्ष घालतले. तुमच्या सगळ्या फुडल्या भवितव्याक आमी शुभेच्छा व्यक्त करता आनी ही कार्यावळ हांगासर सोंपयता. देव बरें करूं.